Good morning and welcome to Srtv Morning News at Sabah. I'm Obama Gabriel Joy and thank you so much for joining us. Here are the news headlines. The Nigerian Labour Congress declares it is battle ready for a nationwide campaign to secure a comprehensive review of the national minimum wage while also demanding the establishment of a national minimum pension for retirees. Nine young men from Sokoto State lose their life in a tragic road crash while traveling to Lagos in search of better economic opportunities. Residents of Lata-Ina community in Kwara State appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for urgent intervention, saying nearly 95% of the community has fled following persistent bandit attacks. The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency intercepts more than 1.6 million tramadol pills and dismantles a transnational drug trafficking syndicate operating across Nigeria's borders. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Onyekansola Badejo Okusonya, emerges as the 33rd president of the Nigerian Bar Association following the association's national election. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang commends President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for approving the dualization of the Plateau-Taraba Highway, describing the project as a major boost for regional development. And in sports, Spain are crowned FIFA World Cup champions after defeating Argentina, while Rodri claims the Golden Ball and Kylian Mbappe finishes as the tournament's top scorer. Those are the headlines, now the news in detail. The Nigeria Labour Congress says it has begun preparations for what it describes as a major national struggle aimed at securing a comprehensive review of the national minimum wage amid worsening economic conditions across the country. Speaking during the commissioning of the Comrade Godwin Abumisi Pensioners Legacy House and Multipurpose Hall in Abuja, the president of the NLC, Joe Ajaero, said organized labor is determined to ensure that Nigerian workers receive wages that reflect the country's current economic realities. The Labour leader also announced plans to push for the establishment of a national minimum pension, insisting that discussions on workers' welfare can no longer exclude retirees who devoted decades of service to the nation. According to him, rising inflation, increasing transportation costs, expensive healthcare, and the soaring prices of food have significantly reduced the purchasing power of both workers and pensioners, leaving many unable to meet their basic needs. Mr. Ajero described it as a historical injustice for retirees to spend their post-service years living below the poverty line, assuring members of the Nigerian Union of Pensioners that organized labor remains committed to protecting their interests. A cloud of grief has descended on Yabo local government area of Sokoto State, following the death of 9 young men who were traveling to Lagos in search of better economic opportunities. Now, the victims reportedly lost their lives in a road accident near Kanji in Niger State while embarking on what many residents describe as a journey of hope. The tragedy has sparked widespread mourning across the community, with family members, traditional rulers, and residents describing the incidents as one of the darkest moments in the area's recent history. Reacting to the development, the member representing Yabo Shagari Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Umar Yusuf Damaja Yabo, expressed profound sorrow over the incident. He described the deceased as hardworking and ambitious young men whose desire to improve their lives was tragically cut short while pursuing legitimate means of livelihood. The lawmaker noted that the incident reflects the growing economic pressures facing many Nigerian youths, forcing them to undertake long distance journeys in search of employment opportunities. He called on relevant authority to strengthen road safety measures across the country's highway while urging governments at all levels to invest more in youth empowerment, skill acquisition, and job creation programs to reduce the need for risky migration in search of work. Now, the Federal Road Safety Corps confirmed that the accident occurred near Kanji in Niger State. Turning to security, residents of Latana community in Patigi local government area of Kwara State have appealed to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for urgent intervention following persistent bandit attacks that have forced nearly 95% of the population to flee. In an open letter addressed to the president, community leaders said repeated attacks over the past 2 years have displaced families, crippling farming activities, and turned the community's only access road into what they described as a death trap. The residents allege that kidnappings, armed robberies, extortion, and attacks on farmlands have become a recurring reality, leaving many families without livelihoods and forcing them to abandon their homes. According to the community, recent attacks have claimed lives, it disrupted economic activities, and cut residents off from hospitals, markets, and other essential services. The letter also recounted several incidents this year, including the killing of a farmer traveling to his farmland, attacks on villagers, the looting of homes and shops, and the theft of motorcycles and other valuables by heavily armed men. They are calling on the federal government and security agencies to deploy additional personnel to the area and restore peace to enable displaced residents return to their homes and farmlands. Meanwhile, NDLEA intercept 1.63 million tramadol pills burst cross border syndicate. Now, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has recorded another major breakthrough in its ongoing campaign against illicit drug trafficking, intercepting more than 1.6 million pills of tramadol concealed in specially fabricated compartments of 2 long-haul trailers. Now, the seizure followed an intelligence-led operation targeting a transnational drug trafficking syndicate operating along the Togo-Benin Republic, which is the Nigerian corridor. According to the agency, the operation came barely a week after officers intercepted another consignment containing more than 558,000 tramadol pills, suggesting that all three shipments were linked to the same criminal network. The first trailer was intercepted along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway while heading to Kano. Now, the NDLEA operatives, they discovered 853,000 pills of 250 milligram tramadol hidden beneath the cargo floor of the vehicle and arrested the 22-year-old driver. Now, 2 days later, a second trailer traveling on the same route was stopped, leading to the recovery of an additional 777,000 pills concealed in another specially constructed compartment. Meanwhile, at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport in Lagos, NDLEA officials intercepted 2 consignments of a synthetic strain of cannabis, popularly known as the Canadian loud. The agency says it remains committed to dismantling transnational drug trafficking networks and preventing dangerous narcotics from reaching Nigerian communities. Still on security, the Anambra State Police Command has arrested suspected kidnappers allegedly linked to separate kidnapping and armed robbery incidents. Operations by operatives attached to the Rapid Response Squad in collaboration with detectives from the Ogbaru Divisional Police Headquarters. Police say one of the suspects was arrested in connection with the kidnapping of a victim in Okpanam, Delta State, who was abducted, robbed, and forced to pay a ransom before regaining freedom. Recovered from the suspects were a locally fabricated pistol, live ammunition, an axe, and a mobile phone belonging to the victim. In another operation, officers foiled an attempted kidnapping of a female point-of-sale operator in Ogbaru local government area while responding swiftly to a distress call. Now, 3 additional suspects were arrested, while a vehicle believed to have been used in previous kidnapping operations were recovered. Preliminary investigation also linked the suspect to the earlier abduction of another female POS operator in Onitsha, who was forced to pay a ransom before her release. Now, the police command says that the suspects are assisting investigators with useful information as efforts continue to arrest other members of the criminal network. Now, in another development, senior advocate of Nigeria, Onyikansola Badejo Okusonya, has been elected the 33rd president of the Nigerian Bar Association. Our emergence followed the conclusion of the association's 2026 national elections conducted across the country. The chairman of the NBA Electoral Committee announced that Badejo secured 12,317 votes, defeating our closest challenger, Lateef Akangbe, who polled 7,934 votes. A third candidate, Olumuyiwa Akimboro, received 5,855 votes. Now, the election experienced delays following technical challenges and a reported cyber attack before voting was successfully concluded. Badejo Okusonya's victory marks another significant milestone for female representation within Nigeria's legal profession, and it comes at a time when women occupy several of the country's highest legal offices. She's expected to lead the association in advancing legal reforms, promoting the welfare of members, and strengthening the independence of the legal profession. Legal practitioners across the country have continued to congratulate the president-elect while expressing optimism that the new leadership will build on the achievements of previous administrations. Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang have commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for approving the dualization and reconstruction of the Maraban Jamal Highway, describing the project as a major boost to regional development. In a statement issued by his Director of Press and Public Affairs, Gyang Bere, Governor Muftwang described the approval as a historic intervention that would unlock the economic potential of Plateau State while strengthening integration between the North Central and the Northeast regions. The government noted that the highway serves as an important economic corridor connecting Plateau and Taraba states, facilitating the movement of agricultural produce, goods, and commuters. Now, according to him, the project goes beyond road construction and represents an investment in economic growth, in employment generation, and improved access to rural community. The governor also praised the federal government's commitment to addressing infrastructure across the country, and he expressed his optimism that the project would stimulate commerce, it will attract investment and improve the quality of life for millions of Nigerians. In another news, a disagreement has emerged in Osun State over Governor Ademola Adeleke's directive to rehabilitate the Olaya flyover in Osogbo. Now, the governor has directed the Ministry of Works to immediately commence rehabilitation of the bridge ahead of the commissioning of the newly completed Okefia flyover, stressing that the public infrastructure inherited from previous administrations should be properly maintained. According to the governor, governance is a continuous process, and every administration has a responsibility to preserve public assets for the benefit of its citizens. However, the Osun State chapter of the All Progressive Congress has rejected the decision. The opposition party argues that the flyover remains structurally sound and does not require rehabilitation at this time. Now, they maintain that public funds should be channeled towards projects it considers more pressing. Now, the development has generated debates amongst residents. While some supports the governor's emphasis on preventive maintenance, others question the timing and necessity of the proposed rehabilitation. Away from politics, 4 women now lead Nigeria's top legal institutions. Now, the legal profession is witnessing a historic moment with 4 women now occupying the country's most influential legal leadership positions. The development is being described as one of the strongest representations of female leadership in the history of Nigeria's justice sector. Leading the judiciary is the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kudirat Kekere Ekun, who heads the nation's highest court. Also serving is the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongban Mensem, who oversees the country's appellate courts. Now, the Director General of the Nigerian Law School, Dr. Olugbemisola Odusote, continues to supervise legal education and the training of future lawyers across the Federation. Joining the list is the newly elected president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Oyinkansola Badejo Okusoya, whose election marks another significant milestone for women in the legal profession. Now, legal analysts say that the emergence of these women reflects gradual progress in expanding opportunities for female leadership within its institutions that shape justice, legal education, and professional regulation in Nigeria. Many have expressed hope that their leadership will strengthen public confidence in the justice system while inspiring more women and young professionals to pursue careers in law. And now to sports. Spain have been crowned the 2026 FIFA World Cup champions after defeating Argentina 1-0 after an extra time in a thrilling final played at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, United States. The victory marks Spain's second FIFA World Cup title and caps an impressive tournament in which the European champions displayed discipline, defending, patient build-up play, and attacking efficiency. Now, despite dominating possession and creating numerous scoring opportunities throughout regulation time, Spain's found Argentina goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez in an outstanding form, with the shot stopper producing a record of 11 saves to keep his side in contention. Now, the turning point came late in the match after Argentina's Enzo Fernandez received a second yellow card, reducing the South Americans to 10 men. Just 30 seconds into the second period of extra time, Ferran Torres capitalized on Spain's numerical advantage, firing home the decisive goal to seal the World Cup trophy. Now the victory extends Spain's unbeaten run to 38 matches, with the team conceding only one goal throughout the entire tournament. Now, meanwhile, Spain midfielder Rodri has been named the recipient of the Golden Ball Award presented to the tournament's outstanding player. Now, Rodri was instrumental throughout Spain's successful campaign, controlling midfield play and providing the consistency that helped guide his country to the World Cup glory. Argentina captain Leo Messi received the silver ball, while France captain Kylian Mbappe claimed the bronze ball. Also, France captain Kylian Mbappe finished the tournament as the leading goal scorer, winning the prestigious Golden Boot after scoring 10 goals during the competition. Now, Leo Messi finished second with 8 goals, while England midfielder Jude Bellingham claimed the bronze boot with 7 goals. Spain's goalkeeper Unai Simon was awarded the Golden Glove after keeping clean 7 sheets, while young defender Pau Kubashi was named the tournament's best young player. Now, one of football's greatest player, Leo Messi, has confirmed that the tournament in the United States will be his final appearance at a FIFA World Cup. Although Argentina fell short in the final, Messi's contribution to world football continues to be celebrated by fans across the globe. Now, his announcement brings an end to one of the most remarkable World Cup careers in football history. Elsewhere, England secured 3rd place after defeating France in a 10-goal thriller. And now here's a look at the weather forecast. According to the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, thunderstorms and rainfall are expected across several parts of the country today. In the northern region, morning thunderstorms with light rainfall are expected over parts of Kebbi, Kaduna, Kano, and Katsina and Sokoto states. Now, as the day progresses, moderate thunderstorms are forecast for Jigawa, Borno, Adamawa, Bauchi, Gombe, Yobe, Taraba, Katsina, Kano, and Kaduna states. Now, across the north central, cloudy conditions are expected during the morning with isolated thunderstorms over Nasarawa, Niger, Plateau, and the Federal Capital Territory. Afternoon and evening hours are expected to bring more widespread rainfall across most parts of the region. In the south, morning rainfall is expected over Ondo, Edo, Delta, Rivers, Bayelsa, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states. More moderate rainfall is forecast later in the day across much of the southern region, although parts of the southwest inland may experience lighter showers. Now, the Nigerian Meteorological Agency is advising residents living in flood-prone and low-lying areas to remain alert as continued rainfall may increase the risk of flash flooding. Motorists are advised to exercise caution while driving during heavy rainfall and avoid attempting to drive through flooded roads. Now, before we go, a reminder of our top stories. The Nigeria Labour Congress says it is preparing for a nationwide campaign to secure a comprehensive review of the national minimum wage and is also demanding the introduction of a national minimum pension. Nine young men from Sokoto State have died in a tragic road accident while traveling to Lagos in search of employment opportunities. Residents of the Latina community in Kwara State are calling for urgent federal government intervention after persistent bandit attacks forced most of the community to flee. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has intercepted more than 1.6 million tramadol pills in a major cross-border operation. And that's the SRTV morning news for today, Monday. Thank you so much for making us a part of your morning. For more news updates throughout the day, stay tuned to the SRTV channels and follow all our digital platforms. I'm Obawa Gabriel Joy. On behalf of the entire news team, thank you for watching. Have a good and a productive day. Goodbye.